Hi, I'm Carlton Hopkins with Virginia Sun Power, and thanks for checking out this video that we're making here on these solar panels. We put on 3 of these 32 evacuated panels for Romano's restaurant in Gackesville, Virginia. And this evacuated tube panel is quite a unique little system. There's no water in the tube, and so for that reason it lessens the amount of weight footprint that you might have on the roof. You're only at about 250 pounds per panel and rack. So then you add in the required curbing that is engineered to go on commercial roofing. That distributes your load. And so these 3 panels tied in one to another, that'll produce around 400 gallons of hot water for him a day. And the restaurant's down on that end. And then that's of course insulated, piped into the wall and on down, feeds down into his workroom. Now, these 3 solar panels plus panels, as I mentioned there's no water in the tube, and so when you've got heat being produced by the sunlight, got a nice bright day here, and the heat's traveling up the tube through a copper rod in the tube here, in the manifold. There's only water traveling in the manifold, and this is the first panel on the return. 2, 3. By the time it gets out of the 3rd panel, then we are somewhere around, particularly on a good day, we're anywhere from as low as 120 degrees to 158 degrees of hot water coming out of the 3rd panel, which is feeding his Badaris on-demand heat exchanger. When I'm saying on-demand, that's actually a Badaris on-demand commercial boiler that we mounted in there as well, along with the 107-gallon Badaris heat exchanger. And so that then is pulling off the hot water and heating that potable water for him. So the Badaris on-demand boiler is hardly running at all through the daytime hours. Now, about the only time it would be cutting on is if we have a totally overcast on a rainy day. At best, when I'm seeing up here on a rainy day, we had about 100 degree water, and you know, you got to have the sun to make it cranking. But today it's good and hot. Well, it's actually good and sunny. It wouldn't have to be necessarily good and hot to make all this system working. You would just need it good and sunny. So right now it's already, it is 8:30, and we're at 115 degrees. Obviously we're circulating, and we've got a Calafi controller here that's monitoring the system. I'm not going to take this panel off, but we put a plexiglass front on it so we can kind of see what's going on. And then we've got this thing wired in back down to the office, where my office is down below, and we've got it wired in with a data logger system, which can quantify all of our heat production, low, high, whatever it is, on a per 5-minute basis. And so that's particularly important when a company is wanting to say, okay, what are we doing? How much are we getting out of this? the data logger is great for being able to bring up those temperatures, put it on a graph, whatever you want to do, and really quantify what's going on with it. So that we just got hooked up, wired in about a week ago, maybe 10 days ago. So we're still getting some, of course, information off of that. And as time goes on, that will then continue to be a good steady record of what we got working. But in a nutshell, this is a good system, 25-year life, very little working parts. You got a circulator motor in here, and so that's indicating our gallons per minute flow. And so of course that's taking very little current to run that. These 3 boxes here, that's a heat dissipator that then bypass valve possibly cut on in order to cool the system down if it reached over 170 degrees. And so yeah, it's a good system, reliable. A lot of them out there, lightweight. And one more really important part to this whole system, and that is maintenance. If you know, everybody talks about different kind of panels. You know, why'd you choose this versus the flat panel? And of course, one, I like the looks of it. Two, and that's the big portion of it, is the maintenance possibility of maintenance on a flat panel. And that is if you had a flat panel where you know, a kid, you had it on a homeowner's roof and a kid threw a baseball through a flat panel, he's going to destroy it. And he's going to just have to take it off and start all over. But if a kid throws a baseball through a evacuated tube panel, he'll break one or two, and you can replace that tube in the time it takes to watch a TV commercial. And you just pull that tube out, you're replacing the inner guts that probably are not damaged. You get 2 free tubes with every panel, and so once you slip in those that reflective lining and the interior copper rod back in your new tube, just in a couple minutes you can slip that back up into the manifold and you got it all back together. And the system is tested to 1-inch hail, so it will withstand that. And it is SRCC certified, so in case there's some other state tax rebates, credits, whatever we got going, there is a 30% federal tax credit on SRCC certified systems, and which is that all helps out. But it's a good system for a residence or a company looking to save money on their hot water expense / electric or gas. Of course, usually all commercial locations have a gas fired boilers, and we know how that is. Gas expense is always a big expense for these guys. I do a lot of work for other commercial places, and I hear how much they're paying for gas, so it's very much of a concern for everybody. So thanks for watching the video. Keep up with the website, Virginia Sun Power Company. We'll soon have some new videos of some vertical windmills that we're going to be carrying. So that's all good stuff, all new things that we got going. So thanks again, and catch us later. Bye.